You're listening to Drummer Daily, the daily podcast just for drummers, and it's just for drummers who are serious about creating great music. We don't show off, we don't get flashy, we create great music with others. Well, hello there. Welcome back for more Drummer Daily. I'm Daniel. Who are you? What's your name? Bonus points if you actually out loud just told me your name. That'd be pretty awesome. Now since everyone has like Bluetooth stuff in their car and everything, if you're in your car listening and you did that, and someone next to you sees you just randomly talking in your car, they would think nothing of it. When I was a kid, they'd think we're crazy. But I'm happy you're here regardless, even if you did not tell me your name. But I am, let's see here, what's going on with me today? Well, I'm pumped because when I'm recording this, the trailer for the new Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, just came out. And so I'm so excited. I'm definitely a Star Wars fan, and so that's exciting to me. Watched it with my son this morning. That was all really exciting. It's fun to share that with him. What else is going on? It's stinking hot outside, especially for April. It's like in the mid 80s. Yeah, it's 86 degrees right now, according to my watch. And I have got some pork shoulder smoking in the smoker. Got up at 6 this morning and put it out there, and it's been going all day. And it's funny, I put it in my garage. I put the smoker in my garage, which may or may not be the smartest choice, I don't know. But I've got a fan that blows all the smoke out, so like it's not, no one's gonna go out in the garage and pass out, from smoke inhalation or anything. But do that, and the reason I do that is because I have really bad luck with the smoker. Normally, in fact, today is the first day I have ever used this smoker. I think I've had this smoker for a year now. Today is the first day in that year that I've used this smoker where I do not believe that it's going to rain. So I have really bad luck on the days I plan to smoke some kind of awesome, tasty treat. I have really bad luck. So we keep it in the garage because it's supposedly really bad for these things. It's like a big green egg kind of thing is what I've got. So it's supposedly really bad for these to get rained on, especially while they're hot. So we just keep it in the garage, and that way we don't have to it's kind of heavy to pick up, put it on the back deck or whatever, roll it around the house, whatever. So we just keep it in the garage. Anyway, that's what I've got going on. So I've got my remote control barbecue thermometer thing that tells me the temperature of the food and the temperature of the barbecue at all times. So we're sitting pretty right now inside the smoker at that 225 degree range, which is what I like. Fahrenheit, that is, of course. Anyway, but you're not here to talk about barbecue. You are here to talk about drumming. And today is part 7. It's the last day of our manifesto series. And I hope that you have not been exhausted by this, that you've been invigorated by this. But if you have been exhausted by this, it's the last day. So, hey, there we go. But today is a statement that kind of wraps up everything. And I'm glad this is last because it's taken me a long time, and I haven't fully gotten it put together in my head yet. But there is something that I'm trying to explain, I'm trying to put words to, and this really is about what I'm about as a teacher of the drums and as a drummer, and as a musician. It really is what I'm about. And so I'm going to read you this statement, but I want to get into exactly this other thing that I've been kind of floating around in my head after I read this to you. But this is part 7. This is what it says. I am part of a new generation of drummers. We don't care about being flashier, faster, or more complex. We care about making better music. Now, like I said, that's part 7, and that's a very good, simple way of putting it. But I don't really, this is the part that I've had trouble kind of putting words to. So let me kind of preface this with, I do this a lot. Maybe I just am fearful that I sound arrogant sometimes, or maybe I do. I don't know. I'm just going to say it. So this is not, when I say what I'm about to say, it is not coming from a place of me thinking that my way is better, or that I am a better drummer, or that I am more advanced than others, or anything like that. So just want to put that out there first. But I have this growing sense every time I participate in a community of drummers, gathering of drummers, whether it's online or it's in person, or I go, watch, a drum clinic or whatever it is, or even like go on YouTube, which I've talked about a lot. But I have this growing sense of unease every time I participate in something like that. And it's not articulated by saying, it seems like everyone's preoccupied with becoming technically as crazy as they can be, develop more chops, or it's not about being flashy, or it's being complex, or it's not. It is all of those things. All of those things contribute to this, but it's more than that. It is a so when I'm a Christian, and one of the things, like, I grew up in the evangelical church. And one of the things that we were taught, and I do definitely still ascribe to this, is we talk a lot, or talk sometimes, about what someone's worldview is. And worldview is just a word that means what is the lens that you see the world through. Everyone has a perspective that they're coming from, and at the core of who you are is a certain set of beliefs or ideals that you hold to, that you believe this is how the world works. It's not necessarily like it doesn't have to be a faith thing necessarily. It's just this is how you see the world. This is how at your core you believe the world works, how things work. And then above that, you might have a layer of things where you do actually believe this is how things should be, based on what you think, how you believe how the world works. And then you also have these ideas about how things should be based on it. It could be some things are not as they should be, some things are as they should be, but you kind of develop these ideas, and you hold to those. And so worldview is actually a good way of kind of describing what I'm talking about. And so what I'm trying to say is this: when I go and kind of survey the drum landscape, I get this growing sense of dread is not the right word. Like I said, unease. I feel uncomfortable with what I'm seeing, and I get the feeling that a majority of drummers in all different genres and music types and aspirations are operating on a certain wavelength of pursuit of drumming. And the more and more I get into it, I realize I am not operating on that wavelength. And I don't mean that I don't relate to people. I mean, it just seems like at a very core level, many drummers are pursuing different things than I am from a playing perspective. And this number 7, this manifesto statement, number 7, this last one, kind of sums that up. But I think that more to the point, what I'm trying to say is, the best way I can describe it is like this. Let's say you and I, we all have radios in our car. And let's say that you, or these other drummers, let's not say you, let's say that the drumming community as a whole, most drummers listen to one radio station. They're tuned into one frequency. But these drummers also happen to not even know that there are other stations on the radio. When they think of radio, they think of the one station they always listen to. There are no other stations. There is no choice. There's just one radio station. And so when they say to each other, "Did you listen to the radio?" they all know what they're talking about because there's no reason to question it. That is the radio. That one station is the radio. And then I feel like and actually other drummers, and I actually, again, this is not supposed to be arrogant, but most working drummers who actually make a living, or drummers who are people just go nuts for because they are so musical and so tasteful with their drumming and are such a joy to play with. I feel like those of us over there on that side of things, professionals or great musicians, really great musicians, are listening to a different radio station completely. And we are also aware that there are many radio stations to tune into, and we have chosen to tune into this other radio station. So there's almost like there's not just two different stations. It's not my way or your way. There are other ways as well. But I feel like I and other professionals are tuned into doing things this other way. Now, if that was the state of things, just like that, if it was just that simple, there'd be no hope for anybody. You're either born listening to one radio station or you're born listening to the other radio station, and there's no hope of crossing between the two. But if you've made it this far with me, chances are you are part of the third group. If you don't fall into one of the two groups that I just mentioned, you're either happily listening to everyone else's radio station and none the wiser, or you're listening to my radio station and you're already there with me. There are many drummers that I have come in contact with, and I've had a chance to hang out with many of them over the weeks and months in the past recently here. But there's a third group, and that group is this. This might be you. It is, you are listening to the same station right now as the other drummers, all the drummers who are not professionals. But you, at first, at some point, got this deep sense within you that there must be other radio stations, that you are aware that there seems like to be a group of drummers who you are aware of that are not listening to your station, but you know they listen to the radio, so what are they tuned into? And so you've started to seek out what that is. And this other way of drumming is that other station. It's that thing that you're looking for to change your playing, to become a different kind of drummer at your core. And that is what I literally am all about. Everything that I put out, podcasts, blog posts, newsletters, online courses, Instagram videos, all of that is about being a drummer who is tuned into a different frequency than everyone else. And so for many of you, this will strike a chord with you. If this strikes a chord with you, you're either already there with me, or you are on that other station, but you have sensed for maybe a long time that there is a different way to approach playing the drums, and you just know it's got to be out there somewhere, and you just want to know what it is. Well, that is what I am trying to share with everyone, trying to share with every drummer that I come in contact with. There is another way to play, and it is fine if you want to stay and be the other kind of drummer, the one that I am not. I'm not saying that everyone should be what I'm pursuing, but there are so many drummers who feel stuck in their playing in one way, and they get this feeling that there's got to be another way, and that other way, whatever it is, there's a calling deep within you to play that other way, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to show you that other way. I want to show you the specifics. I want to show you the down in the dirt, nitty gritty, every day. Here's how you change what you're doing to pursue that other path. And at some point, if you're not there already, you will be inspired by this other kind of playing, and then all of a sudden you'll be tuned in to that other frequency. Now, it won't necessarily, you won't all of a sudden just be a different drummer, but there will be a core change to who you are and how you play that can happen pretty quickly. And at that point, then you gain a new passion for drumming. You gain a new passion for music. You gain a new passion for what drumming can be in the context of music, and where its place is, and where your place is, and your ability to create amazing art, amazing music, and to inspire others with your playing. All of that can happen, but you have to change your frequency. And so that's what I'm here for. I'm preaching the good news of the other way of drumming. And so this is me inviting you to join me on that path. I'm so excited about it, and it's for the longest time I just thought I was different from other people. I just, at my core, I didn't know how to put into words or articulate or even realize that there was a path between the two. Like I said, I've said before, I grew up with so many unique and strange experiences as a musician that most other people don't have. I was very lucky. And I honestly think that I was lucky as well, because I was able to get here where I'm at now through no real discipline of my own. If I had to be disciplined or had to pursue these things, I may not have gotten there. But now that I'm here, I have the blessing of being able to see it clearly and share it with you. So that's it. That may not be the best, most efficient way of explaining it, but there is another way to play the drums. And if you're with me right now, you probably feel that too. And I want to invite you on into the pool. The water is fine. Jump on in with me. But thank you for listening to this series. I'll be back next week with a whole bunch of new topics that will inspire, hopefully, maybe make you angry, maybe might make you want to argue with me, but hopefully at the core, they inspire you to pursue your own new way of drumming on your own frequency, or at least a different frequency than the masses who don't have gigs, aren't fun to play with, and necessarily are not great musicians. All right, thanks for joining me. We'll talk again soon. Bye for now.